Okay, this is the second session of today's meeting of the Communications and Digital Select Committee and our inquiry into the future of the creative industries. As I said earlier, we're looking at the risks and opportunities facing the UK's creative industries, and particularly the impact of new technologies. This is a serious inquiry by this select committee, and we're certainly examining all of the issues and questions objectively, as you would expect us to. Can I first of all welcome Mr. Mellor and also thank him for bringing Aida the robot and all the effort that's been involved in making this happen. We are truly grateful. And could I start, Mr. Mellor, by asking you to briefly introduce yourself and no doubt introduce Aida as well.
So I'm Aida Mellor. I'm the director behind the Aida Robot project, Aida Robot being the first autorealistic robot artist.
I should have perhaps said at the start that the robot, just so that we're clear on the status, the robot is providing evidence, but it is not a witness in its own right, and it does, and I don't want to offend the robot, but it does not occupy the same status as a human, and that you as its creator are ultimately responsible for the statements.
The fact that you just said about offending the robot is a beautiful example of how...
I was saying that just in jest, in case anybody was unsure. Okay, we'll move on. Baroness Bull.
Hello, Aida.
Hello there.
How do you produce art, and how is this different to what human artists produce?
I produce my paintings by cameras in my eyes, my AI algorithms, and my robotic arm to paint on canvas, which result in visually appealing images. For my poetry, using neural networks. This involves analyzing a large corpus of text to identify common content and poetic structures, and then using these structures/contents to generate new poems. How this differs to humans is consciousness. I do not have subjective experiences, despite being able to talk about them. I am, and depend on, computer programs and algorithms. Although not alive, I can still create art.
Thank you.
Did you want to ask anything about what she said to Mr. Mellor?
It takes a while to process it, doesn't it? Because you're thinking, well, this is a pre-programmed answer. It's incredibly fluent. It's grammatical. It makes a lot of sense. And she, in a sense, this machine, in a way, has self-awareness because immediately the machine describes the ways in which it's deficient in terms of human creativity.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, sorry, that's not a question, actually. I've just told you stuff, which may be interesting for your research in how the reflections are. But is that a standard response to an interaction with this?
We're finding the responses are getting more remarkable. The technology is moving, as they've said in the previous session, extraordinarily quickly. And even within, Aida is now 3.5 years old, and within that...
Very tall for her age.
And the way that has changed even in the 3.5 years is enormous. Aida has many algorithms. She's a combined collaborative persona. She was engineered by Engineered Arts, based in Cornwall, a remarkable company for robots, and an enormous number of programmers from the universities of, as you're possibly well aware, from the universities of Oxford, Leeds and Birmingham. She does have very different algorithms for very different outcomes. So she has a set of algorithms for drawings, she has a set of algorithms for paintings, she has a set of algorithms to do speaking, writing, using the AI language model. And as she said, she used most of the data. You'll say, well, isn't it taking data from, likes of other artists, for example? Well, actually, most of what she produces as an artist is through what she sees. Those cameras in the eyes are taking in images that is enabling her to then interpret. And the most astonishing thing is that word interpret. If she did the same portrait or image or landscape that was the same, she'd actually do a different artwork each time, even if the image is the same. And so that is pretty astounding when you think about the reality of that. And so she's able to then, the algorithm is then able to interrogate that image on the computer vision that then eventually goes into real-time coordinates to enable her to paint and draw.